Interact with them, find out what, because they're interacting with the outside world, their children, they're in school most of the time. Find out what they're learning, find out what their highs and their lows are. Know what is happening in the lives of the children.
Have grown. There's been triumphs.
Yeah.
There's been ups and downs, there's been betrayals, there's been disappointments, people that you trust.
How many years have you been in Canada?
Years.
And 12 years in Edmonton, or
Counting.
and for these 12 years you've been in Edmonton.
August of last year. Canada, August of last year.
That's August 2023.
23 years.
Just about 6 months.
Okay, and you love Edmonton. But if you were given maybe like an incentive to go live in Ontario, would you want to? Why?
Their houses are so small.
Oh my, really?
Expensive.
Oh yeah,
And then it's so crowded.
Yes.
Well, I like Edmonton. I'm a creature of habit. So because I came to Edmonton and I like it, I don't think I want to leave Edmonton. It represents everything that I stand for.
Like
community.
what?
There's a strong community. You can see everybody here is like me, right? And then there's a church community, there's a Nigerian community.
Yes.
And then there's also community for my child as well. So it makes settling very easy.
And if you're given an incentive to move to Ontario, you wouldn't want to.
Ontario, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. People say Calgary, maybe, but not Ontario.
Because the money will finish in Ontario, right? If you are giving
I don't like the big crowd. I don't like the big cities. Even in Nigeria, I wasn't a fan of Lagos, for example. Lagos, I like to visit and come out, but not to stay there. Ontario is like a Lagos to me, so no.
Okay.
I think it's calm.
Okay.
It's very important. It's calm, and I don't like the hustle and bustle. So.
Did you come from a hustling and bustling city like Lagos?
Okay, Lagos, then UK, then Edmonton.
Oh, okay.
So I don't like Lagos.
And if
I used to live in Lagos, and I didn't like
never liked it. If you're given a great incentive to go to Ontario, would you go?
It depends on how great the incentive.
Maybe let's say $1 million for a lifetime, not yearly.
Okay, not yearly. Never seen it. $1 million.
Oh, a whole lifetime.
No, it's small. It's small.
Very interesting. And how about raising children here?
Raising children, I think Canada is it's both ways. There's this liberalism. So I think it's trying to sell their belief to you. I'm proud of it. So that's what I believe in. What you believe in, hold on to it. This is what I believe in. So it's been good. At least community-wise, I think Canada is very family-friendly and family-oriented. You have a lot of vacation. If you tell your manager that my child is sick, I'm going now, yes, you go, right? So it's very community and family friendly.
Honestly, I think it's about their foundation from the home.
Yeah.
Although there are so many influences now everywhere, all around, that are like asking for their attention and trying to distract them. But I think the foundation is most important, because personally as well, like due to my own childhood and so many things I experienced, I still always found myself coming back to God, coming back to Christ because of my foundation. So I think that's very, very important. And thus far, like, I don't have kids that are super old.
You have a 13-year-old. That's old. So you should be concerned. Yes. You should be concerned, because this is like the age where they get influenced.
Like, because of the Christian value, we also try to let them know that you should be proud of what you have.
Really,
so, like, you should be proud. So we talk about, I try to talk about like life experiences, and I try to always touch base with her, like every day, no matter how busy I am, to know what she's struggling with. I'm actually working on having a relationship with each and every one of them in their own way, and saying that they are all different people. I try to make them understand the foundation of Christianity. Like, there are some things that if you do this, if you're a child of God, these are the basic basic thing you have to do, you have to be. There are some things you can't compromise. But we are trying to make them understand what is doctrinal as well. And we are trying to make them understand what is of free will. So those are some things we are trying to make them understand.
Now you've been in Canada for almost a year. Would you say you have this fear or concern of how to raise your child up in a liberalized place like Canada?
I think for me, my own experience has been unique. I think coming to Canada has made me become a patient person in terms of parenting. Because coming from Nigeria, my own orientation parenting was completely different. You know the discipline, your mom looks at you and then you behave yourself, all those kind of things. So some of them were grounded even in the purest of intentions, sometimes in impatience. So having a child here in Canada with all the rules guiding how or what you can do to a child in a liberal community is teaching me patience. So some of the things that I would lose my patience ordinarily dealing with a 4.5-year-old, I'm beginning to learn how to be patient, choose what is important, choose what is not important to talk about. But most importantly, grounding the child, the foundation is very important. Teach the child, the Bible says train the child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. So with the environment, let's talk about Nigeria a little bit. Nigeria, there's a lot of inconsistencies in Nigeria. There's a lot of, bad behaviors. I mean, we'll be driving on the road, somebody will throw banana peel out of the window. Those are all bad behaviors that happen there. So there is no environment that has it all complete and correct. So it's important that you ground your child in what you understand as the right principles, and then you allow them to thrive. And then, like Debbie said, interact with them, find out what, because they're interacting with the outside world. They are children, they're in school most of the time. Find out what they are learning, find out what their highs and their lows are. Know what's happening in the lives of the children, and trusting God, they will thrive.
How has it been for you, your Christian life in Canada? You living as a Christian here in Canada, we all know that it's quite different from back home where we came from, right?
Well, I think for me personally, my Christian life has grown more. Why I would say grown more is because I've been forced to kind of have a direct and a personal relationship with God, because of not knowing so many people I can approach about some struggles I'm having spiritually. And that has helped me to know God personally, although it has also made me struggle in some aspect, because it's just me, because I just learned that it's not everything you know by studying the Bible or by reading or by praying. There are some things that mentors or spiritual men or women that have gone ahead can actually share with you, especially in the area of marriage, child rearing, and some other things, even in career. So those are some things that I wish I would have gotten or would have appreciated if I had in Edmonton. But personally, my spiritual life has grown more, although I know I can still do better.
Yeah, well, for me, I think the Christian family here in Edmonton has been great. At least the church has been like a good community, and you meet fellow Nigerians. You have we had Ghanaians in our church, Sudanese, people from East Africa, and it's been, I gave birth to my 2 children here, and at the time, being a first mother, my mom was not here. She couldn't come the first time. So the church family were the ones who birthed my baby for the first time, were with me during labor, and supported me even when I was pregnant, take me shopping, and I see them. Some have moved, some have moved to Calgary, BC, but they are still like family. We still, whenever they come to town, we still relate freely. Whenever we know that anywhere they are, it's like home away from home for us. So for me, I think I've grown a lot. Comparing the Christian life in Canada to that of Europe, I feel that the Anglophone are more community conscious and focused, and they're more giving. The French people are very independent. Even if we meet in church, that's where it stops, and you can can be in the train with French people and they're all standing together like this. It's like they're not touching each other. Like this, you know. So I feel that I've grown here much more than in France, where in Europe, where in Europe where everyone is very independent minded, and then there's this philosophical mindset that we had in Europe. Like there's lots of atheism compared to North America. In Canada, there is a lot of God, a lot of religion and respect of religion, and so we are not hiding your faith. Like everybody respects that. That's what we believe. I've grown a lot. There's been triumphs.
Yeah.
There's been ups and downs. There's been betrayals. There's been disappointments. People that you trust, and then they just let you down. But it's been an opportunity to grow. I think I've grown in my spiritual life, and most especially, I have learned not to take disappointments to heart.
Thank you so very much, sisters.